Across town from when those kiddies crossed on me, I think they were coming up from Proctor Roadway. I think that's a car, you know. And as I say, that this woman had shouted to them, go and play. There's a park there, go and play in the park. So it was New Ferry Park, was brilliant then. They had the swings and everything in there, that was lovely. Yeah. When we were kids. And she shouted for them to go and, as you would, you know, don't be bouncing your ball here, go and play in the park, you see. So they come over to cross over here where the bridge is. And as I say, a bus pulled up, on, I think it must have been on the side, but we're actually left-hand side, isn't it, you're there. The bus pulled here. The car coming from New Ferry had also pulled up. So I don't know whether this more or less got the all clear. But as they crossed past the bus, a car overtook the bus. And that was it. When I was a kid, when I was getting the war was on, I couldn't come across the road because I couldn't come home because we couldn't get across the road because there's none of these little islands in the middle. And
satellites.
Well, we all used to stand there at first and just sort of do our own, make sure the kids go across, and then somebody said, wouldn't it be better if you had a zebra, what do you say, or a bridge? So they decided on the bridge. But we used to put the kids in school about 9 o'clock, coming back from school, and we used to make a bridge of ourselves kind of thing across the main road and made the traffic stop while so we all petitioned to get this, and then somebody, I don't know whether it's called Merseyside now, they came up and interviewed us about the bridge, and eventually but then I was frightened to cross it because it was too high.
Yeah.
So I felt ashamed because I used to cross the bridge and my kids, and Rebecca, used to go over my hand, you're all right, Mum, and they used to take me, because the steps were gaps like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they used to, or I'd say, I'll cross the road and you go the steps and I'll meet you.
Yeah.
I'll watch you and I'll meet you the other side, you see, because I was frightened of going up the, I still never had. I used to go further on. The bridge was too high for me, so I wouldn't, but it was all right because they did use it. Yeah. It was there for a while, nobody, and then the last I heard was they were taking it down because the kids were throwing
bricks.
Things off. Yeah. Might have been a bridge or some kind of a crossing to go there, because them kids, if they went to the New Ferry Park, you had to cross the bridge. Because where the bus stop is now in Park, that used to be the lodge there, and used to go in the park. But it was lovely because they had a beautiful bowling green there in the park. Yeah. At the top end. We played in the swings in Courtney Road when I was a kid.
Is this backfield here?
Yeah. Yeah. As you come up Courtney Road, you showed me, didn't you? Didn't you say that was the back? Oh, is it? Well, they were the swings. We used to go in there, the swings. And then I say when the war was on, they come and took the gates off, and the chains on the, I don't know what you call them now, then, like a maypole thing. Yeah. They took the chains off there, so we couldn't go. No. We couldn't use the swings because they took all the chains off the swings. So it was neither use nor ornament because we couldn't. And they took the railings off the school. The school railings went, the school gates. Oh yeah, they took all the gate railings off. They used to come round every Monday to pay your rent. But Miss Crooks was in charge of the. She was the one. Oh, she was. She was a horrible lady. And when we were moving out of the road, she said, I'm putting you in a 4-bedroom house in Bedford Avenue.
Bedford Avenue, yeah.
And the one thing she said, I always remember when we moved to Bedford Avenue. Now, all we could think of, Bedford Avenue is on a road. All we worry is you keep your front garden tidy. Because people are going, oh, she was a nasty woman. No, you see, you had your rent book then, and they used to come and mark you. And then if you weren't married, I don't know what they do now, whether they put both names on the rent book, I don't know. But then you had to be married to get the rent book with your name on it. You know, you couldn't both. Does it go in both names now? I don't understand. Yeah. But you couldn't do that then. I remember this Miss Crooks coming to see me and played hell because the beds weren't made. She said, she used to say, if I come in the afternoon, I expect the beds to be made. She used to say, you throw them back in the morning, but to keep you, because you got inspected before they gave you another house. You know, make sure everything was there then. And then she used to say, but she put me down as untidy because I hadn't made the beds.
Ooh.
And I said, hey, I've got 7 bloody kids, you try making the beds, you know. And those sash windows, you know, you just scratch on the top and open the window. And the sash was broke, you have to push it up and stick a stick underneath, stop the window shutting on your fingers. Oh, that's what did you say about the thieves? Don't shut the window in case it's...
Oh, you're scared to shut the windows and not in case you jam someone's fingers.
But it wasn't too bad, the kids were, I mean,
No.
the kids got on, as I said, because that's all you had. You hadn't got a computer or a calculator.
We still talk about that,
telly.
of course.
I mean, when I first got my telly was the Queen's coronation in '53. You had all of half the neighbours watching your telly, you know.
You're quite rich then, maybe.
Oh, it was. I got a telly. Like that.
What's the thing he's like
God,
that?
I won't tell you where we got it from, but...
Ready Fusion, a
oh yeah, the Ready
thing like
Fusion was
that
on the estate. You had the Ready Fusion, you bit for the Ready Fusion.
Like that it was.
It was just like
3
a switch.
channels.
All you got was the speaker and like a switch on your wall, you know, like regulator.
I remember the
and
3 channels.
you just switch what station you wanted.
Big
Ready
radio like that on the
Fusion they were
window.
called. We used to have them on the estate, you know. But when I was a kid, we never had a telly. Didn't even have a phone. And I still don't know about text. I couldn't text. I said to learn a phone then, because you must have changed your phone number because I picked that up off your message because I had a different phone number.
Same phone.
Oh, it's a different number than I had. Anyway, I was just going to text it to say I was getting the bus and I couldn't see a bloody thing. And I said to my grandson, Luke, what's this texting business? I can't understand it. He said, you're all right now, I'll show you. So I'm going up to something. And he showed me all of it. And he said, now when I get home now, I'll text you. I said, okay. So I'm sitting there like this. What's up? Oh, who's going? What the? It's like a foreign language.
It's like a foreign language.
And I found it off because when I had picked, I don't know all of it, but little bits. When I used to write to the house and all that, I found myself using spelling, like not the house and the
Text spell.
Yeah. I was doing writing to the bank or somewhere about my mortgage and thinking, oh my God, I was writing it as you...
As you text.
Most of the stuff was grown when we left here and grown up.
Oh yeah. Oh, and yeah.
Got married, we moved back.
Yeah.
You should say you'd always go back to it.
Well, we came...
Because I used to live up there, top end of
We all
WoodWard
lived
Road.
here.
And when we were kids, we used to call it the posh end.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
that's
To
right.
be honest, every Sunday, you know, fixing the flowers and cutting the hedges.
Is that little road
And we used to
still
do the
here?
Grand National.
Oh,
Up a Sunday nights before we got in.
Over all the fences.
Over all the fences, so you come up Monday and see all the dips like that. We used to, we used to start from the top, like that to the bottom here. Do the Grand National.
But we've made a full circle because I was born there.
Stick a knife in it.
Yeah. Then Elizabeth, my older daughter, she came to live in Hassel Road.
Yeah.
Yvonne got
WoodWard
WoodWard Road. So
Up the road from me.
To Bob, he got killed in a car crash. I don't know if you know Yvonne's house. She lived there. Then you came, didn't you? You went.
Yeah.
You lived there for a while.
138.
And then when I got my house
West
in
Singing
the
Dog,
Esplanade, I was moved back to Power Road. So it's been
It's
like...
what you do, you always come back kind of thing.
Yeah, because you say...
That's what happens on most of the
and they
estates.
recognise, because you say,
People come back.
don't you know everybody? Still, you didn't know anybody. I said, well, I was born here. So it's
I was
surprising.
like that
them.
when we come back on.
Yeah.
Well, someone's always lived there, someone's always
Yeah,
lived
you were
there.
surprised when I said
But
to you,
come
didn't
around
I?
there,
Yeah,
over
yeah.
always used to be Mrs. Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
So lived there. The Kellys,
I
the
say you
Davies,
knew
the
them because
Deans,
it was a...
the Barkers.
That's what I mean,
the
where I live
Robertses.
now, it's on the road, so I couldn't tell you my neighbours 2 doors down from me because sadly you don't see them.
No.
Whereas on these kind of estates,
Yeah,
good or bad,
you lose the community feeling.
next door was I had a Mrs. McCarthy, and the other one was, I think she was a Mrs. Watts. Because I remember, she always used to go on holiday to the Isle of Man, and she always used to bring me mum and Manx kippers back.
Oh.
Yeah, and the house opposite me, I think would be number 3, was the Coopers. They lived there. And then the Brannons, I told you, lived there. I'm sure she lived in number 7. That's the one who lost her son in the war.
Yeah.
She lived there. I think the Edwardses, I think they got bombed, the Edwardses. Eileen Edwards. She lost her leg when the bombs fell. But we used to hate the bomb. But the best part was getting up in the night and going in the air raid shells. I tell you, it was in the back garden. And as you come out the back, you have to go down like a ladder, it was, because just an ordinary opening. Go down there, and there was just bunk beds, that's all. Just the bunk beds in there. used to go in there and put your gas mask on and fingers crossed. We used to say, is that an incendiary bomb dropping? You know, you could hear them actually dropping.
Must have been so scary then.
Yeah.
But I told you, I didn't know this, my eldest sister told me, like Elsie, when I was a kid, because I always thought I was so brave in these shelters, you know, singing, because she used to have me singing. You know, she said, you were terrible. My mother used to say, Elsie, get out of our Betty, she's screaming.
And
she told you.
Yeah, she told me that.
Yeah.
All she done was wins. She was doing
Because you could hear them, and you could hear the air raid wardens coming around. I think, AP is what you call them. Yeah. Everybody there, yeah, everybody all right around this, you know, round the back, all right down there, all right. And Nine Jones is in the bloody air raid shelter going, yeah, we're all right, we're all right, we're all right. And the mouse tinkling its piano. No wonder I was singing in the air raid shelter. But, and as I say, you heard them shout, you know, you could hear the bombs, you could hear the inferno, them flying, because Liverpool was a busy docks then, wasn't it? I mean, they wrote that song in the 8 Days in May. Yeah. And that's when
what it was all about.
The bomb, because we had all the ports, and then you had the docks, you had the Bromley docks. We used to have an old army coat on the bed. Yeah. You used to say, I've got to take my coat. My sister used to come home on leave. She used to put the big coat on the bed.
Yeah.
On the bed.
And we used to feel awful when she'd go, I'm going back now, love. I've got to go back to camp. I said, I'll have to take my coat with me.
Lovely and warm now.
Take my bloody coat with me. She told me to go back to camp. Because they were all in the forces. I didn't go, I was too young.
So what was the surrounding areas, Bessie? What was here?
Where?
Was it all houses or was there green fields round it?
There've always been houses as far as I say. The only thing we used to say is as you come out of the estate, that used to be a big field, didn't it, Carl?
You have a wall right round, didn't it?
And as you come off there to go in that,
it's still
well, there's a big brick wall there. That
big
was
house
the field.
there, yeah.
And on the other, coming out the other side, there was the cafe, as I told you. But on the other side, that was also, it was like, that was a field, wasn't it, Carl?
That was an
you had the
outfield,
rail going all the way round till you got to the shops. And they had like, I don't know what you call them now, posters, you know, big advertising.
Like big balls.
Yeah, all sorts there, yeah. Because they had some good shops, so it was they were very good. And of course we had the Anderson Air Raid shelter in the backyard, and we all had our gas smocks. And my dad was RAP, Air Raid Warden, I think it was, yeah. You used to have to put the blinds up. You used to have the blinds on.
The blackouts.
Yeah, they had a blanket, anything to keep the lights out because of the bombers. My elder brother, you couldn't get him out. He would not, even if the sirens were going on, Johnny would not leave his bed. There was 9 of us.
How many bedrooms did the house have?
3.
It had 2, but the other was like a small box room at the top of the stairs. And as you went up the stairs in that box room, I don't know whether it was like, it looked like a cupboard. It must have been the top of the stairs. You could use it as a cupboard. We only had one toilet. That was just as you go out the back door. The toilet was there.
Must have been a queue if there was 9.
Some of the streets here had I think you would call it now, communal air raid shelter. It was like a brick air raid shelter built in the street. And I don't know whether it was one of them where the editors lived. But I know some of them did go. We had our own, but some of them did go to the
communal one.
I remember this lady getting bombed because she lost her leg in the and then a friend of ours, her son was killed in the war. They were there.
Was there many killed in the war on the estate, do you think?
Don't think so, no, but I remember Arthur, I still know his name. I know Arthur was killed because whenever seen they used to send you a telegram then. So have you ever seen them coming in on the estate? They used to have their little used to have a uniform, didn't they? Telegram boys used to have the uniforms. Yeah. But whenever we seen them coming in the street, we always knew it was it was to tell us that one of them they'd got bad news on the estate. Like. Then we had our ration books.
Oh, tell me what the ration books.
Yeah, the ration books and the food.
We could only have we had powdered eggs. It was like you powdered milk now in the Marvel and then we had and spam. That was specially prepared meat for the Americans, a sort of special for American, well, it's about them anyway. But we had the ration books. We used to go to this little shop, I told you, I can't just put them, it's alright to put them on.
Yeah, it's fine.
I call it the Rocky Ferry End because that's the only way I can describe it. When we used to come out of the new ferry turn there's this little green shop. So we used to go in there for our rations and used to give them ration cook. There were so many. She used to mark your book when you'd had your quarter of sweets.
Is that where the home is now, Beth?
Pardon?
Is that where the home is now?
It may be then.
Where
Yeah.
we come past on the way in.
Yeah, just on that corner there.
Yes.
And on this side, there was this, where you've got this, as you come out this end now there, that was a shop, that was the cafe. We called that the cafe. We used to go to the cafe.
So that's where the home is. As we come past it, as we come in. To the estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came in that way. But I said, I
So that's
pointed
the
out
cafe.
to you, I said that was used to be the cafe
Yeah.
and the dairy.
As we come in.
That was there, wasn't it? So we used to go there for our rations and clothing coupons.
And what were you allowed clothing
I
coupon-wise?
can't remember, but we were only allowed so many clothing. Because when my sister got married, we all used to club together. And my elder sister, her husband was in the what they call it, the 6th Airborne then.
Yeah.
He used to, I shouldn't say this, should I? He used to bring parachute silk home. And we used to make
Really?
Oh yeah.
What did you use with the silk? What did you make of?
Well, she used to make she made a wedding dress, I think, with hers. I don't know, isn't it? We used to call him Bobby Ellis. But I'm going back from when I was young, so God bless him.
Possibly been Mr. Ellison.
Well, that's what we...
The
Well, it's a
Bobby
name
Yeah.
for us to research, isn't
But
it?
it was very good because he was always on the estate. He lived, you know, he did the, called the beat. So if we were out playing, he was there, so we'd have
And
no...
did he do his own beat then?
I think so, yeah.
Was-
He had a bike. He was only on a bike. But he was always there. I always remember when we ever went out to play, he was always there. Because he used to say, get on, you know, we used to shout, get on your own bloody end. We used to shout, you know. I remember the prisoner of war camp in New Ferry.
Where was that?
Down, was it still a Beaconsfield Road? What's it called?
Yeah.
Well, it's where Hope Hall is, Lynn.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
cross
I know
over,
you-
go further down, you turn towards what used to be the baths.
Yeah.
There used to be a prisoner of war camp
Oh
there.
yeah, and about prison ships.
They were good because they used to make the lovely wooden toys. You used to give them as you went past. And the Germans built the Mountain Road as well, the Mountain Estate there. The
Really? The Germans built that road?
The Austrian, yeah. Because the caretaker, when I went to the Bedford Drive School, the caretaker there was Austrian. He was Austrian. Because one of our cleaners used to skit at him every time he went past. She'd go, "Hell!" He said, "Mary, I'm watching you," you know, because he was from Austria. He met his wife when he was working on the prisoners of war. And the Yanks were there. We used to shout, "Got any gum, chum?" Because Alice went with the GI War brides off this estate.
Pardon?
A friend of her sister was my friend, Alice Gore. She lived in I'm getting mixed up in the road. Coulthard Road.
Yeah, Coulthard, yeah.
She lived there. She married a GI. She went out on the GI War brides. Yeah. My sister was going to go as a GI bride, but he got killed, so she didn't. What Emily's lad.
Yeah.
But the American government said she could still go as a war bride. But they would help her raise her son till he was 18. But then they wanted him to join the what's it called, the academy, and she wouldn't let him.
No.
She didn't let him go. No.